Hello, students. Welcome back to Class 8th Audio Lessons by Trishla Jain. Today, we are going to analyze Sarojini Naidu's poem, The Gift of India. I'm sure you all know about Sarojini Naidu, the celebrated poet, politician, and freedom fighter who is famous as the Nightingale of India. This poem, The Gift of India, was written in the year 1915 when millions of soldiers from British India went across nations to fight and thousands of them died. These warriors died miles apart and their bodies were buried in the alien foreign lands, miles away from their home. The poem is an emotional outpour of a mother who reminisces on how her children fought and died during the World War I. It is a plea of Mother India to the world to remember those unsung heroes, her children who laid their lives for others in foreign lands. The first stanza of the poem begins with a rhetorical question asked by India, personified as Mother, who loves and longs for her children sent to war. The tone in the stanza reflects the disappointment and the anger of the speaker, who has not only given away rich gifts of raiment or grain or gold to the world, but has also sent her priceless treasures, her brave soldiers, to fight someone else's war on foreign lands. The tone in this stanza reflects the disappointment and the anger of the speaker, who has not only given rich gifts of raiment or grain or gold to the world, but has also sent her priceless treasures, her brave soldiers, to fight someone else's war on foreign lands. In the second stanza, the speaker picturizes the sacrifice of the Indian soldiers made in the alien lands and the horrors of the war and the war fronts in a rich poetic language. The similes, gathered like pearls, scattered like shells, denote the careless treatment given to the bodies of these soldiers. The terms alien graves, Persian waves, Egyptian sands and Flanders in France, used by the poet in this stanza, explicitly present how the soldiers are buried far away from home, far away from the dear and near ones. The third stanza again is full of rhetorical questions, where Mother India asks the world whether they can measure the grief that she feels or the tears that she weeps for her fallen sons. She asks them whether they can calculate the sorrow of her eyes that are waiting for her children, or the pride that overpowers the despair of her heart, the pride that she takes in her brave soldiers. She asks them whether they can experience that hope that she feels while praying for the safety of her children, and the sad, glorious vision that she sees of the torn banners of victory, banners which have turned red with the blood of her martyred sons. She feels that nobody can ever fathom the suffering she has been through, and nobody will ever be able to compensate for the sacrifice made by her brave sons. Finally, in the fourth stanza, the poet or the speaker foresees a state of peace after the war gets over and makes a claim for the honor and the respect that must be given to the fearless Indians who fought the war for the British. The mother wishes that when the nations begin honoring the soldiers who fought by the side, the sacrifice of her sons must be honored too, and they should be given their rightful glory. She feels that the only way we can honor these brave soldiers is by offering her thanks and by remembering their sacrifices. Thus, the poem The Gift of India started as a celebration of India's contribution to the causes of others, but it ends up as a strong war poem, concentrating both on the evils of destruction and the mourning that the war brings, as well as the courage, honor, and recognition of the heroes who fight in it. As always, Sarojini Naidu's poems arouse a sense of pride and patriotism in the hearts of a countryman. Dear students, the poem is full of imagery, and as you read, you can visualize the scenes and sense the sorrow and the pride of the mother. The poet has made use of a rich poetic language, and each stanza is full of poetic devices like similes, metaphors, personification, alliteration, assonance, and anaphora. Do read the poem and go through the notes provided for a better comprehension. Have a nice day.